Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. It is the last commentary of the 2020-2021 season before the start of the European Championships in a couple weeks' time. But for this one, so for the final one of the season, we have the Bees versus the Swans in the Championship playoff final. Brentford were here last season in front of no fans compared to this season where I think we've got 10,000 in at Wembley, but they were beaten 2-1 by Fulham in extra time. For Swansea, they were stopped last year in the playoffs in the semi-finals by Brentford. After winning the first leg 1-0, they were defeated 3-1 in the second leg, and both meetings for this season have both been 1-1, where both teams couldn't go that extra mile to gain the 3 points. It will be third versus fourth in the Championship table for this season, and it's Thomas Frank versus Steve Cooper. Brentford have overturned a 2-goal deficit versus Bournemouth to win 3-2 on aggregate. For their semi-final. For Swansea, they came out victorious against Barnsley, where they only scored once in both legs, but did win 2-1 over both legs. So for the 2020-2021 Championship playoff final, one of the most expensive games in world football, £178 million the winner gains. 178, it's one of the most expensive games in world football. Who will take that big step into the big league of the Premier League? Will it be Brentford, who are recovering from the heartache and the heartbreak of last season, or will be Swansea to return back into the Premier League after 3 seasons in the Championship? The teams, the managers are ready in the tunnel. Sorry about that there. Try my best to try and get the person out of the room, forgetting there was a camera on me at the same time. But yeah, both teams are ready. Swansea are in their away strip. It's like a pink, kind of light blue, turquoise kind of colour. And then Brentford, who are seen as the home team, are in their home strip, black shorts, black socks, and the red and white top with their goalkeeper in all yellow. And for Swansea, their keeper is in all orange for the game today. Kickoff is just in 5 minutes' time. I'm very excited. I love the Championship playoffs. I think even all playoffs, and I think it's really shown this year, this season. People have watched the playoffs, and it's been commented on how tense it is and how just frantic some of the games can be. I can't remember what game it was, but I think it was the League One or League Two one, like the game with Newport, and like 4-3, 5-4, and an aggregate. It was mad. So, goal of the playoffs. I think they're fantastic. As you can see, there's the meaning of the game. £178 million. The winner wins. The money that can be generated from going up one division can be absolutely massive, especially for Brentford, who have just built a new stadium not too long ago, and then for Swansea, you could need some more money to bring in the new players for next year to hopefully stay in the Premier League if they do get promoted. So it's a big game for both teams. Obviously, it might not be the biggest game of the day because we do have the Champions League final later between Manchester City and Chelsea, but for sure, it's an absolutely huge game for both teams. And I'm very much looking forward to it. The sun shines on a Wembley stadium. 90,000 it holds, but I think we've only got 10,000 in for the game today. Got the referee of Chris Kavanagh for the game. You might recognise that name. He's usually a Premier League referee, Chris Kavanagh, but he is taking on the role of referee for today's game. National anthem is sung. The camera goes across all the players, and we'll just have a quick look at the lineups before the game begins. So for Brentford, they've got a very unchanged team. There has been a few changes, but in the overall scheme of things, it's just like for like swaps. So we've got David Raya in goal, the Spaniard, who's been linked to a move to Arsenal in the summer. Will that happen? We'll have to wait and see. Hendrik Dalsgaard usually plays as a right back. He's at right centre back. As Nordgaard, who played in central centre back in the first leg against Bournemouth and missed the second leg. He's returning from a little knock, so he's back in the team as well. So that means Janssen will go at central centre back with Ethan Pinnock left centre back. Wing backs got Sergi Canos and Matt Roerslev, two central midfielders of Jarnelt and Jensen. No change there in that flat midfield for Brentford. 2 changes though in terms of the first leg against Brentford, and it was changed for the second leg, and it did work, so he's kind of kept the same theme going. Thomas Frank, he has kept obviously Ivan Toney up front, the record goal scorer, 31 goals in the Championship season, more than any other player in any season. He's going to be met in that little triangle up top with Brian Mbuemo and also Emiliano Marcondes. Can they make the difference? Marcondes played really well in that second leg. He's only got the 1 goal though this season in the Championship, Can he make a difference? And obviously he's got Bryant and Buemo up front as well. He got 3 goals in his last 4 championship games before the playoffs, so can he score in the big one today? As you can see, the bench has got Daniels, Good, Reed, Bidstrup, Godos, Fosu, Force, Nordgaard and Stevens as well. And for Swansea, 4-3-3, as you can see, Freddie Woodman, who played fantastically against Brentford in the first leg. I remember his performance, it was very, very good. Kyle Norton gets in ahead of Connor Roberts, but Connor Roberts does still play the right back who's been favoured a lot of this season. He's featured in every single championship game, starting and completing 43 full 90 minutes. But he will play at right wing for the injured Wayne Routledge, who's got an awful injury, and it could be a career-ending one for the 36-year-old. So Norton keeps his spot at right back. Ben Cabango and Matt Gahey will play at the back. 20-year-olds leading the central parts of the defence. For Swansea, Jake Bidwell left back, Jay Fulton, Matt Grimes and Conor Hurahan makes a midfield 3 with Andre Ayew, Jamal Lowe and Connor Roberts as a front 3. Liam Cullen, who was in the first leg against Bournemouth against Barnsley, he's on the bench. Connor Roberts comes in, who's usually right back, but he's been played in a more advanced right wing position for Swansea. So can we see him make impact and a difference in that team? We'll have to wait and see. If you're going to score predictions, let us know. The game is about to kick off in any minute now. I'm very excited. Brentford versus Swansea, the £178 million game. Who will come out on top? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, big game. Both teams will want to win. Thomas Frank, the Brentford manager, obviously experienced what it can be like to lose this game last season when his team lost to Fulham in the Championship playoff final, but they will not want the same again. This is Brentford's 10th Championship, well not Championship, but playoff campaign in Football League, and they've not won any. 9 losses in playoffs for Brentford. They want that to change in the 10th attempt. Can Swansea stop that and keep that awful record going for Brentford? We're going to have to wait and see. As the kickoff will be in any minute now. It's Brentford versus Swansea. Last game of the Championship season until we find out which team will be going up to the Premier League to join the other 2 teams promoted, which were Norwich and Watford. Interesting stat there as well. Just saw all of Ivan Toney's goal, the main marksman for Brentford. He has scored all of his goals inside the box, which is quite interesting. But he has got to put up with the 2 centre-backs for Swansea of Mark Gahey on loan from Chelsea, and also Ben Cabango, who came through the academy at Swansea. 2 20-year-olds at the back, have got experience either side of them, with Kyle Norton at right back, who's 32 years of age. He was at Tottenham from 2009 to 2015. He's played 176 Premier League games, Kyle Norton. Then they've also got Jake Bidwell, who's at 28, as well as he's played 286 Championship games, excluding playoffs. And but for him, he has played Brentford 11 times, the left back. Can he make that difference? So it's a young core of the Swansea defence, but then they've got a bit of experience at the whips. But here we go, Swansea to kick off, kicking left to right, Brentford right to left. As Swansea players do take the knee, Brentford decide to not take the knee instead, but it'll be Swansea to kick off, kicking left to right, Brentford right to left. And here we go, playoff Championship final, as the ball's been played over to the right hand side towards Andre Ayew, headed away by Brentford, headed on by Matt Grimes, but helped forward by Jan Elt. It'll be going to Mark Gahey, who will go over to Kyle Norton as he lifts it over to the right hand side, met by Mbuemo. His clearance is poor. Cabango tries to help out, he nods it out wide right back to the right back, who then sends it down the line, and it will fall all the way out for a throw-in for Brentford, as we've got the game underway here. The shade is really awkward. You can barely make out who the players are. I'll get the timer started now. We have Janssen for Brentford on the edge of the 18-yard box. There we go. It's now to Henrik Dalsgaard. Forward for Brentford to Roerslev. Back to Dalsgaard. Now to Janssen, formerly of Leeds United. Lifts the ball forward and over the top to Tony, who can head it on. He'll chase his own header, but it will be Bidwell to get there first and just clear it away for a throw-in for Brentford. Good play there from Jake Bidwell, the left back. And have a busy game at that left-hand side as Brentford have a throw-in. Throws it towards the byline where he can't quite be controlled there by, I think that was Roerslev. Yes, it was. Roerslev got down the byline there as he looked to meet a long throw-in. But it was just a little bit too much on the throw for him to get there first and take a touch and look for a ball in the box. But it's a positive start from Brentford, who will look to get promoted to the Premier League. They've got it straight back here with Pinnock. Brentford, as the Freddie Woodman goal kick was poor and it led to Brentford getting possession straight back. Dalsgaard on the right side gets chased by Jamalo but can play a ball forward towards Jensen, and he will get there as well. Plays it across to Yarnelt. He's got Canos to his left. Ball's being swung in instead, and someone's been brought down in the box, but Chris Kavanagh waves the appeals away. So, like I said, Chris Kavanagh, usually Premier League referee, as Matt Grimes pokes it forward. Nice first time ball by Jamal Lowe, and he finds Connor Roberts on the right hand side. Plays it back. Number 6, Jay Fulton. It's now Matt Grimes. Over to Conor Hurahan, all three central midfielders playing alongside each other and getting the ball to each other. Matt Gay, who's burst forward down the left hand side, plays it back to the halfway line to Cabango. Across now to Fulton again. Back to Norton. Fulton again. Back inside to Norton. Looking to get forward. Foot in by a Brentford player, and it can be cleared forward by Pinnock. Brought down by number 7, Sergi Canos. We'll go back to his other Spaniard in the Brentford side, David Raya. Now to Dalsgaard again, getting a bit of early possession in this right hand side, the right hand sided centre back. Plays a lifted ball into the box towards Tony, headed away by Kyle Norton, only as far as I think that was, I can't make out who these players are with this shade. I think that was Emiliano Marcondes, who went for an early strike. Way over the bar in the end, unfortunately. But yeah, the sun and the shade, it makes it really awkward to see who the players are. It's actually quite annoying. I can't make out who they are. But Swansea with a goal kick. Can they try and keep possession from this one? We know the last one went straight back to Brentford again. They'll try and play out from the back now with Kyle Norton, the right back, giving the ball. Twisting and turn on Ivan Toney. Gets away from the striker very well. And tries to play it forward, but it's cut out in the end. And it's to Sergi Canos on the left. Can't get out of his left-hand sided area, but he's being dispossessed. But then they've won it back with Janssen on Connor Roberts. So Brentford are back in possession again with David Raya. Lay it forward to Pontus Janssen. It's Jensen, back to Janssen. Now the goalkeeper again, Raya, as Swansea press, but he's able to clear the ball to the left-hand side, but it's straight out of play for a Swansea throw-in. Good pressing there from the Swans as the throw has been played down the line towards Andre Ayew, tackle, but back to Connor Roberts. Across to Grimes, who scored in the second leg against Barnsley. He's put in a heavy tackle as he does a heavy touch. What card's this going to be? Is it going to be yellow? I was going to say it has to be a yellow card for the captain. He received the ball, took a heavy touch, and he's gone in strong on the Brentford player. And it's an easy decision in the end for Chris Kavanagh to give the booking to Matt Grimes, the captain. Like I said, scored in the second leg against Barnsley. But receives the ball, took a heavy touch. And both feet off the ground on Sergi Canos. If that tackle's made a bit later on, is that a red? Studs are showing a little bit. It's a late challenge. Matt Grimes could maybe count himself a little lucky there, the captain. Like I said, it's so early on. I think he's gotten away with a red card there. But we're back underway. 5.5 minutes played. It's Dalsgaard, as Brentford were unbeaten in their last 12 games before the first leg. Lost to Bournemouth. They'd won 6 and drawn 6. But in this first leg of that semi-final, they only had 1 shot on target. And then fast forward to the second leg, they had 7 shots on target and obviously scored 3 goals as well. As Grimes clears a lifted ball forward by Brentford. It's only fallen as far as Pinnock. Now Sergi Canos, heavy touch from him, and he's lost it to Fulton. It's now Ayew. Grimes out wide right to Connor Roberts. Well played by Swansea. Not many players in support ahead of him, so has to go back to Jay Fulton. And he goes back once more to Norton. And it's now Ben Cabango, whose father is from Angola. But he declares himself as Welsh, and he's played for the Welsh national team 3 times, as Mark Gay, the other centre-back, loses it in a forward position for Swansea, and Brentford are back in possession as he's stayed out towards the left wing position, Mark Gay, as they press Swansea, but they get it away from the press here, Brentford. It's now Roerslev, tries to go inside, ball picked up by Fulton, who's found himself on the left-hand side, and Swansea have it back now with Cabango again. Kyle Norton. Now to Matt Grimes, who's played 99 games under Steve Cooper, the manager. It's now his 100th game under the Swansea manager as he plays a ball out towards the left-hand side there, but very heavily misplaced and mishit. And it'll be a goal kick, for Brentford. And they'll take it quickly and get it out to Hendrik Dalsgaard. Back to David Raya. He did spend a month of 2014 at Southport, the keeper, before, resolute in a spot at Blackburn before making the move to Brentford in 2019 from Blackburn. It's Canos. Back to Pontus Jansson. Inside the Brentford half. Plays it forward to Emiliano Marcondes. Jansson drives forward with the ball and plays it out wide left. Hit heavy. Not to his intended target, but Sergi Canos can recover and keep the ball in play as it was meant for Ethan Pinnock, the left centre-back. Pontus Jansson to Dalsgaard. Thanks everyone. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Jansson past the halfway line as the ball reaches the midfield of Emiliano Marcondes. Now Sergi Canos tries to slip a ball through towards Brian Mbeumo. Gets there into Freddie Woodman. Brought down. Penalty kick. Really well played there by Brian Mbeumo as he catches Freddie Woodman in a dangerous area where he has to try and get there before the attacker, the goalkeeper. And as he tries to get there first, Brian Mbeumo takes the ball away from him and then he catches the attacker, brings him down. Clear as day, penalty kick. Unbelievable ball by Sergi Canos in behind the Swansea defence. Like I said, Freddie Woodman had to come and try and get something on the ball, but instead of getting something on the ball, he got something on the man instead. Concedes the penalty kick, and it's a chance here for Brentford to get an early goal in this playoff final and try and win this game. Unlike the playoff semi-final of the first leg where they lost 1-0 to Bournemouth, they rebounded with a 3-1 win in the second leg to get them into this final. Now can they win the most important game of their season, as they've got an early penalty and it's only going to be one man to take it, and it's Ivan Toney. He broke the record for the most goals in a championship season with 31. He scored another in a championship playoff semi-final in the second leg against Bournemouth from the spot as well. Can he do it for a second game running? It's Ivan Toney, the 25-year-old, signed from Peterborough in the summer. He's had an unbelievable season. The number 17, Ivan Toney, steps up, slots it into the bottom left corner. Brentford take an early lead. He points to himself in front of the Swansea fans, knowing how important and how good he has been this season for Brentford. And it's a goal that they wanted, it's a goal that they needed, it's a goal that they've got. And just under 10 minutes played, they've scored a penalty kick, won by Brian Mbeumo, scored by Ivan Toney, mistake made by Freddie Woodman, and he couldn't get a hand to the penalty despite going the right way. And it's Brentford with the lead early on in the Championship playoff final. In their last 9 in their last 9 playoff campaigns, Brentford, they have yet to get to a promotion. Could it be 10th time lucky for Brentford as they do take an early lead against the Swans? Ivan Toney obviously had to be the person to score it. It wouldn't be anyone else. He's got his 33rd goal of the season now in 52 appearances. And he's really an unbelievable player as we are back underway with Ben Cabango for Swansea playing it out wide left from the kickoff. Out to play it goes, can't hit Jake Bidwell. And it's a throw-in for Brentford. A lot of work now for Steve Cooper to do, the Swansea manager. He was the manager of the under-17s for England as they did win a World Cup with him in 2017. You might remember the England team of the likes of Phil Foden winning 5-2 against Spain. He's also managed the parts of the Wrexham youth many years ago and the Liverpool youth before moving on to managing the England under-16s and 17s and then finding his first big job of Swansea City. And he's had a great first few years as Swansea manager. Got to the playoffs last year, lost to Brentford in the semi-finals. But he's got to the final this time to play Brentford. They have took a early setback, but I'm sure they'll come right back at Brentford and try and get back into this game. As it's Mark Gahey on the ball now for Swansea, the centre-back. Ben Cabango, and the sunlight that was beaming on Wembley pitch has now just drifted away, so I can actually properly see the players' numbers and everything. It was quite hard to see, to be honest. There was quite the sunlight at Wembley, which is, great to see for this monumentous game that means so much to so many fans and players, as Freddie Woodman's kick's gone right out of play for a Brentford throw-in right towards the halfway line for Sergi Canos, who played that beautiful ball through the lines there for Brian Mbeumo to get on the end of to win the penalty, as he tries to take on Connor Roberts. He takes on once and tries to take on another, Kyle Norton, and he gets clashed right into the right back and wins a free kick on the Brentford left. And Kyle Norton does ask for some sympathy from the referee, but he's not going to get it, as Sergi Canos has stayed down and looks in some discomfort. He was on the end of that Matt Grimes challenge earlier on that got him a yellow card. He took on Roberts, and then as he tried to take a touch and go around Norton, just got blocked off and took quite a heavy impact there on the right hip, because he ran right into Norton with his right hip and then landed on it as well as he hit the deck. So not the nicest of experiences for Sergi Canos, but he's won his team a free kick. On the left-hand side, it will be Matthias Jensen, the central midfielder, to whip this in. He's played the most games this season, or second most games this season for Brentford, ahead of, or just behind Sergi Canos. They put a right-footed, glided ball in towards the back post. It goes over Janssen, and it falls towards the back post there, where I think it's Emiliano Marcondes trying to get on the end of it at the back post, but touch was too heavy and out for a goal kick it went in the end. Where he is, Canos from the left, drifting inside, playing a ball through, beautiful ball, and Mbeumo got there ahead of Freddie Woodman, brought him down. Very, very easy spot kick, but Ivan Toney's penalty technique, it's very interesting. He literally walks to the ball and then hits it as the Brentford fans go wild at the opposite end of the stadium. Great to see fans back. I just wish I could have the volume on to hear the crowd, but back here with the ball with Vitaly Yarnelt, and he's been collided into the back of him. Again, his right hip this time. Really feeling the impact of that. It's just showing the replays of the goal and the celebration, and we come back to Yarnelt just sending the ball down the line, and he gets clattered as he did it. Who was it by in the end? Let's have a look. Picked up the ball, and it was Jay Fulton, really leaving a heavy one on Yarnelt. Not really needed, to be honest. He was never getting the ball. Bit of a naughty challenge there from the central midfielder, and Vitaly Yarnelt, who's just back on the ball now, plays it to Janssen, who's back on the way now. But that was a bit of a nasty one. So Ethan Pinnock has it. But Vitaly Yarnelt was one of the ones who scored in that second leg of the playoffs against Bournemouth, as Brentford lose it with Ivan Toney not being able to get the possession back, as it's Freddie Woodman over to Matt Gahey on the edge of the 18-yard box, takes a touch, falls over, as it was a foul by Brian Mbeumo. Shakes his head thinking it shouldn't have been one, as Mark Gahey gets away with a bit of a poor touch, really. It was a bit of a heavy touch, and he had to try and recover to get on the end of it in the end. But he's got the free kick, Mark Gahey, who won man of the match, I think, in both legs against Barnsley for Swansea, as he was quite a high, quite the impacts player that they needed, this season, and over those two legs he was also fantastic. He's on loan from Chelsea. It's his second loan as well at the club. Ball played forward down the line towards Jamal Lowe over his head. Now back with Brentford as Roerslev plays it down the line up towards Ivan Toney. Can't win it, but it's fell back in the end to Vitaly Yarnelt, who helps it down the right hand side towards Brian Mbeumo. Wins the throw-in on Mark Gahey, as he got there ahead of centre-back and then won the throw-in off him. Dalsgaard to take the throw-in for Brentford with the right centre-half, entering the final third with the throw. Throws it. It's a long throw. Can it be brought down? No, it can't. Too much on it. Emiliano Marcondes cannot quite bring it down. Marcondes, or Emiliano, as he's more well known, is a Danish centre attacking midfielder. He's at the age of 26 now. played Swansea 4 times, and he was one of the goal scorers in the 3-1 playoff win last year in the playoff semi-final against Swansea. In the second leg, they were 1-0 down and then won 3-1, so a bit similar to their semi-final against Bournemouth for Brentford. He scored alongside Ollie Watkins and Brian Mbeumo as well in that one. Freddie Woodman, ball forward to Jamal Lowe. Brentford win the header, but so does Mark Gahey, out wide left, helped on by Bidwell. Can't be won by Jamal Lowe. Roerslev helped down the line. Crowd by Hurahan. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. Just come off a Brentford play last. Actually, he does. He helps it down the line with a throw in quickly, but he can't find Andre Ayew, and it's Brentford back in possession with Ethan Pinnock. Back to Jensen. It's just on the edge of the 18-yard box. Pontus Jansson, he did join Leeds from Torino in 2016, and he's been in English football since, playing for the likes of Leeds and Brentford. Not getting promotion with either of the teams, because as soon as he left at Leeds, they got promoted the season after. Sergio Canos on the left hand side, taking on Connor Roberts, looks to cut inside again on the right foot and get a cross in, and no one's there to meet it. Collected by Freddie Woodman in the Swansea goal. He is on loan as well from Newcastle United. He throws it out to Kyle Norton. Looks to try and play it down the line. He lifts it over the top, up towards Jamal Lowe, flicks it on. Can he? He finds Connor Roberts, who's just been nudged from behind by Sergi Canos, and he concedes the free kick on the right-hand side. A dangerous area to put in a set piece. Owen Phillips, hi. I hope everyone in chat is doing all right. If you want to put anything, if you've got any score predictions, let me know as well. If you are new, please like and subscribe. It does help out massively. I will be doing a few Euros commentaries if you're interested, so make sure you're there for them. It's not a shooting position at all. It is a great chance for a cross, though, because they will send the centre-backs forward here. It'll be Connor Roberts to swing it in. Right-footed, good ball, but headed away by Ivan Toney to the edge of the box, where Hurahan will look to chase. So does Jay Fulton, who brings it down. Or tries to bring it down, but it comes off a Brentford player last as he clears out for a throw-in for Swansea. Ivan Toney there with that header doing his defensive duties, the main striker. It's Connor Roberts. Looks like he's got a long throw. Throws it into Andre Ayew, chests it down, back to goal. He's able to turn. Can he get a shot away? Fairly challenged by Jensen. It can be cleared by, I think that was Jan Elt, and he sends away Brian Mbeumo. Oh, it's a 3v2. It's a 2v3 here, and Mbeumo's got Ivan Toney over to the opposite side. He's 1-on-1 with Norton. He's got more support coming forward. Here is the support. Roerslev finds himself on the left-hand side in the box, plays it across. What a chance for Brentford, and they've scored their second. Emiliano Marcondes scores for Brentford. It's an unbelievable counter-attack, and Emiliano finishes it with quite the finish. Right foot, beyond Freddie Woodman, and this is the best of starts Brentford would have asked for after trying to kill the curse of Wembley in playoff heartache for Brentford. They've had 9 playoff campaigns before today. This is their 10th. They're yet to get promoted through the playoffs, but this could be their year. Good defending from the Swansea throw-in. It was put into the box. They got it off Ayew and they sent Mbeumo away. Ran to the edge of the box, played Roerslev on the left, shifted it onto his right foot, played it across, an unmarked Emiliano latched onto the ball across the goal. And Freddie Woodman had no chance as the ball fired towards him into that near post, unmarked. Easy finish in the end, and Brentford at Wembley take an early 2-goal lead 20 minutes into the game. Unbelievable start. The bench goes wild for Brentford. The fans go wild. Swansea in disarray. And Steve Cooper can't believe it. His side has gone down 2 goals within 20 minutes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Emiliano Marcondes scored in the playoff semi-final against Swansea last season. He's now scored against them in the final. And yeah, Ivan Toney's got it. Edge of the box. Volleys it! Oh! Is that in? No, it's not. Oh my days, what a volley from Ivan Toney. He got it on the edge of the box. Right-footed. Off the underside of the bar. And it obviously didn't go over the line. Oh! That would have been some goal. Unbelievable. Free kick for Swansea. Yellow card as well, I think, for Emiliano Marcondes, the goal scorer, catching Connor Roberts late. But let's get a replay of that nearly, not goal, a nearly goal from Ivan Toney picked it up, edge of the box, chested it, right foot, looping over Freddie Woodman, off the under side of the bar, and thankfully for Swansea, it's on the right side of the line, because if it was on the other side of the line, it could have been curtains for Swansea within 20 minutes. Audacious attempt, but it shows the quality of Ivan Toney to even try and attempt it. Unbelievable. So close for Brentford. So we're back underway now. Well, Grimes out to Norton in the Brentford half. Connor Roberts inside ball deflects back to Matt Grimes. Then finds Connor Roberts again. Ball played inside towards Andre Ayew. Collects it. Shifts it out wide left towards Jake Bidwell, who can keep it in on the far left hand side for Swansea. Looking for his options. Goes back to Matt Grimes, the number 8. It's now with Matt Gahey, who's not quite having the man of the match performances that he was doing in the semi-finals. He's found Jay Fulton, nicely brought down, gets beyond Sergi Canos. Now Connor Roberts, who's allowed to put a cross in towards the back post. Too much on it, so Jamal Lowe arrives late, can't get on the end of it. And it's a goal kick for Brentford. Like I said, they've had so much heartbreak in past playoff campaigns. 4 finals in the 9 attempts, no promotions. But this could be their year. It could be. Will it? We'll have to find out. But the last time as well, just for a bit of context, the last time Brentford were in the top tier of English football was back in the 1946-1947 season, just after World War II. So it shows how long they've been away from the top flight, and they want to return there. And this could be the time. We'll have to have a madness of a comeback from Swansea. Matt Grimes plays it down the left-hand side. Header won by Dalsgaard, as far as Ayew, brings it down, gets it away from Vitaly Yarnelt. And it's now with Matt Grimes over to Fulton. Kyle Norton joins the attack on the right-hand side. He's got Fulton in support still, and he'll use him and go over to Matt Grimes. Now finds Horahan on loan from Aston Villa. Forward to Jamal Lowe. Lays it off to the left back, Bidwell. Now back down the line towards Jamal Lowe. Surrounded and can't get away from the players around him, and he loses it, and it's now Dalsgaard to clear for Brentford. Nicely brought down by Brian Mbeumo, but he touches out of play as he tries to get beyond the Swansea defender. Thanks to everyone. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Help me out massively. Ready for the new season coming up next season. I will be doing a few Euros commentaries as well. Not many, but a few. And we're back for the 2021-2022 seasons for all clubs. So obviously we'll be doing Championship, Premier League, Champions League games. Doing a lot more variety I'm going to try for next season, hopefully. Jake Bidwell starts this throw-in. Finds Horahan. Heads it back to the left back. It's now with Grimes. Fulton. Cabango. Now over to the right hand side again with Kyle Norton. Jinx is inside. And then plays it back to the halfway line to Ben Cabango. Ball forwards. Kyle Norton's got a bit of room on the right hand side. Not being pressed by Sergi Canos. And gets the ball back inside again to Fulton. Now across to Grimes. Back out wide right to Fulton again. Finds a ball. Roberts. Andre Ayew on the right. Looks to cross. Deflects off Ethan Pinnock. Out for a throw-in for Swansea as they look to try and respond as quick as they can to try and cut this 2-goal deficit to 1. Because Swansea only won one of their last 5 league games of the season before the playoffs. So not the greatest of forms to come into as Kyle Norton has it. Has to go back to Ben Cabango again, the number 44. Maybe that lack of experience in the 2 centre-backs is costing Swansea, both 20 years of age. Norton into Ayew, lays it off to Fulton, tries to go and find Roberts ahead of him but can't quite do so. Now Yarnelt at the back for Brentford, turns on Jay Fulton and looks to go forward, keeps it, tackled by Norton, and the ball deflects back to Ben Cabango for Swansea, and they're back in possession as Brentford are a little bit stuck in their own half, but they can press out now as Freddie Woodman collects the goalkeeper for Swansea, plays it forward up towards Andre Ayew, who's coming back from an offside position, so it leaves it, and it's now back into the possession of Brentford with David Raya, the goalkeeper. Brentford as well. Faced Swansea in last season's playoff final, like I said, winning the home leg 3-1, failing to win the final, but they'll be looking to try and erase that from their memories. They want to join the likes of the Norwiches and the Fulhams and the Norwiches and the Watfords in the Premier League and replace the likes of Fulham, West Brom and Sheffield United, who will be coming back into the Championship next year. Swansea have it back now as Brentford push a Swansea player off the ball as they look to launch it forward. So it's now with Freddie Woodman, the goalkeeper. Gets it out wide right to Cal Norton. Controls it. Takes it away from Brian Mbuemo. And then back to Ben Cabango. Swansea do have two nicknames. You know, obviously they're mainly used as the Swans, but they can also be called the Jacks as well. The club founded in 1912. They've got 17 trophies to their name, as it's Jay Fulton to lose it, and Cal Norton catches Sergi Canos late as they were loose in possession there, Swansea inside their own half, and it's a free kick again for Brentford on the left hand side. Another fantastic area to get another cross in here for Brentford. And Sergi Canos, he's been in the wars, he's had 3 challenges against him. He's had Matt Grimes, Jay Fulton twice, I think. He's had Jay Fulton. No, he's had Fulton once. He's had Matt Grimes once. And I can't remember, he's had another foul as well. In the wars, Sergi Canos, as he gets back to his feet. Like I said with Swansea, they've won 17 trophies, 10 Welsh Cups. You know, 8 times runners-up in that as well. So a lot of the trophies have been when they were a part of Welsh football, but since they joined the English game, they did win League One back in the 07-08 season. They were promoted with Notts Forest and Doncaster in that season. Brian Mbuemo, a high ball into the box, back post. Janssen tries to head it in. Headed away though by Bidwell, helped back in towards the box where Pinnock goes for a high boot on Andre Ayew, and a free kick's been given against the centre back on the forward, and Swansea, just on the edge of the 18-yard box, has a free kick. It'll be Freddie Woodman to take. Swansea goalkeeper, will they be able to keep him for next season, as he is on loan from Newcastle, who did cement their spot in the Premier League for another year after a great end to the season, with the likes of Joe Willock really shining as they have ball forward. It's towards Dalsgaard, the Brentford right centre back, headed out for a throw in for Swansea. The only good thing for Swansea at the minute is they have got time on their side. You know, they'll only play 28.5 minutes, so they've got time to try and pull this back. Grimes, Bidwell, lifted down the left hand side, header won by Dalsgaard. Now Yarnelt heads it into Roerslev, then lifted towards Ivan Toney, can't win the header on Mark Gehi, who then heads it out wide right to Cal Norton as Swansea look to come forward and attack again. He's got Roberts making a forward run, can't quite get beyond his man, so Norton just keeps a hold of it and avoids the use of the run. It's now with Grimes, Fulton, Grimes, Ayew, Grimes. Caught late there as he tried to get another return to Ayew, and it's a free kick for Swansea. Again, quite far out, so not really a chance for a shot, but a definite chance to get this ball into the box and to try and get back on level terms. We'll try and take it quickly with Connor Roberts, but the referee pulls it back. He wasn't ready for the free kick to be taken. Like I said, both of these fixtures in the Championship season were 1-1 draws. The first one was in the November of 2020, 3rd of November, Toney and Ayew scoring, and then they did that again on the 27th of January. Fosu and Hourihane scoring in that one. Kyle Norton in the 69th minute did get sent off for Swansea, so hopefully they don't get a repeat of that. So Hourihane and Roberts is stood over this free kick. Will it be an in-swinging ball in from Conor Hourihane, or will it be an outswinger by Roberts? It's an outswinger right onto the head of Ivan Toney as it goes back towards Hourihane, who then lays it off to Kyle Norton. It's now over to Jake Bidwell on the left. Lifts the ball forward. Jensen can clear for Brentford. Up towards Mbuemo. Gets there ahead of Cabango. And is met strongly by the centre-back, but nothing is seen as wrong. There's actually Cal Norton, who stout-muscled Mbuemo there, who got his head on the ball, to be fair to him, the Brentford forward. But Cal Norton just using his strength to put him to the ground and giving Swansea possession once again. It's Hourihane on the right-hand side. Grimes. First time ball around the corner for Connor Roberts. Is he onside, or will he get there? He won't get there. It's a very important challenge there from Sergi Canos. And Janssen can clear down the line out for a throw. And Roberts looked like he was going to get there ahead of Sergi Canos, but not in the end. Oh, a bit of afters between Fulton and Sergi Canos there as tempers rise. It looks like Swansea would try to take a quick throw, but it was too quick. And Jay Fulton and Sergi Canos just kind of clashed a little bit in the end. But the tempers have just cooled down for a minute, and there'll be another long throw in by Connor Roberts at right back. Well, at right wing today, the usual right back for Swansea. throw in, launched in towards Ayew, can't win the flick on, headed away by Pinnock, over back towards Roberts, who will let it roll out for another throw in about 10-15 yards further back, but he'll throw it long again in towards the corner flag where Ayew will get there ahead of Pinnock. Tackle by Canos, deflects off Ayew to, I think that is Emiliano. So Canos clears down the line, finds Mbeumo, holds up against Cabango, loses it though, and Connor Roberts tries to get there. His touch has gone to Fulton, who tries to swing a cross in, deflects off Mbeumo. Corner kick for Swansea. A little bit scrappy, a little bit of fierce challenges in this game. Both teams want to get promoted, and obviously rightly so. Yeah, just Fulton and Canos kind of treading on each other's toes there as the quick throw and tried to be taken. Canos with a bit of a cheeky kick, and then Fulton grabbed his neck, and just a little bit of, bit of afters. Here we go, corner. Can Swansea get back in it? Since they conceded in the 20th minute, or 19th minute, they've looked on top. Hourihane, in-swinging ball, punched out by David Raya. Back towards Hourihane. Swings it off the head of Mbeumo, quite a short distance. That would have stung a little bit as he takes a quick throw in to Roberts down the byline, pulls it back, deflects in the air, rolls all the way across towards Jake Bidwell, who will then put another cross in. It's an half-decent ball. Ayew wins the header. It leaps in the air. Canos heads out for a corner. Miscommunication. There was no one around him, and David Raya was looking to come and collect, but Canos panicked and just headed it out for another corner. Completely not needed, unfortunately, for Brentford, and they've got to face another Swansea corner. Like I said, they've dominated the last 12 to 13 minutes of this game, Swansea, despite being 2 goals down. But that's the right response your team needs, as Kavanagh's looking to sort out a little bit more of the afters here. Janssen and Cabango just arguing at each other. Just to see the tension and the nerves rise, and it is a very important football game for both teams. It's going to be another in-swinging ball from Hourihane. It's more towards the far post this time, and it's an easy catch for David Raya. The 25-year-old Spaniard who's coming up to 100 appearances for the Bees collects. He's played 97 now, including today, 32 of them, including clean sheets. As the ball's been released quickly to Jensen, the central midfielder. Back it goes to Janssen. Ethan Pinnock. Back to Janssen. Ethan Pinnock, now of Jamaica. Made his first appearance for that national team in 2021. Scored 2 goals this year. One of them being in the league, and it was against Wycombe when they won 7-2 at home, and then also being sent off against Watford within the season. He's on the ball again. Ethan Pinnock on the edge of the 18-yard box. Down the line they go. It's an inviting ball to be tackled there by Matt Grimes, and they can't keep it in there. Emiliano, who looked to try and slide to keep it in, but Matt Grimes put him under too much pressure to keep it in. He had to just be seen out for a throw in the end to Swansea. Thrown down the line to Roberts, up to Ayew. Can't chest it down. Comes off his chest and across his body and out for a goal kick for Brentford. And they're just showing there Christian Nordgaard. He's on the bench. Missed the second leg of the semi-final, presuming to injury, but he's back on the bench now. He played 6 games at centre-back at the end of the season, and then including the 1 additional game he played at the back in that first leg. And he did play all the minutes as well against Swansea last year in the playoff semi-final. It's David Raya. Ball lifted forward onto the left-hand side. Tony goes up for it. Flicks on towards Mbeumo. Guarded off by Gehi, and Norton helps it back to the goalkeeper, who clears it first time up to the Brentford half, where Ethan Pinnock heads it forward. As far as Roberts, who heads it down the line up towards Ayew, keeps it in, he kicks over his head, and Jay Fulton looks to get on the end of it, but the touch is too inviting for Janssen, and he clears it away for Brentford. Kyle Norton, like I said before, former of Spurs, played 75 times for Tottenham, and he had quite the impressive record, actually. Well, it's not impressive for him, but it's quite impressive, I think, as a neutral. For Tottenham, he played 5 times in the Premier League in the 2014-15 season, and in 2 of those appearances, he got red cards. Not even joking, he played 5 Premier League games in the 14-15 season for Tottenham and got sent off in 2 of them. And also, he did also get sent off in this fixture, in the last one that was played back in January. Got sent off in the 69th minute, Kyle Norton, so doesn't mind a red card. Ball helped forward, it falls to Jamalo after Janssen's header away. He's going to keep going, he's getting beyond many players there, Jamalo, but can't get beyond Ethan Pinnock, Clear down the line as far as Harahan for Swansea. Into Grimes. Back to Harahan. Finds Gehi. Now over to Ben Cabango, the 6'2" centre half. Norton, Fulton, Grimes. Just about releases it back to Fulton, right on the semicircle of the Swansea half. Gehi charges forward down the left-hand side, lays it off to Bidwell, down the line, up towards Jamal Lowe, can't get the hair of the Brentford man, and cleared out for another throw-in for Swansea, as they are playing decently, but not good enough to score as of yet. Brentford are being defensively solid, as they do have something to protect with the 2-goal lead. Bidwell looking to take this throw in. He's taking his time, looking for the right option. Thrown down the line towards Jamal Lowe. Header won by Dalsgaard, and another throw in it is for Swansea. Into Hurahan on the left. Plays the cross to Jay Fulton on the edge. He's got room to shoot, decides to shoot. Blocked by Pinnock. Cleared away by Brentford. Held back forward though by Gehi. Back by Grimes into Cabango, and Swansea again straight into possession. Cabango, ball out wide right, and what a shocking ball that is. Right out for a goal kick for Brentford, killing all momentum Swansea may have had. So looking at the 20th minute goal by Miliano. Ayew lost it. Cleared away by Vitali Arnelson, then sent away Mbuemo on the counter on the left. Came inside, centre of the box he was. Saw Roslev on his left, laid it off. Stopped it on his right foot, took one more touch, then released it across to Emiliano, who then finished it first time into the near post to give Brentford that 2-goal lead. It was a perfect, beautiful, what you want to see counter-attack. And David Raya, the goalkeeper, could celebrate with the Brentford fans as the ball's got right across the goal. Maybe a corner kick. Mbuemo on the left-hand side getting a cross, and must have took a deflection, and a corner it is. David Raya, ball over the top from the goal kick, flicked on by Ivan Toney to Mbuemo on the left. Eyes up to get a crossing, came off Mark Gehi, and out for a corner. They were just showing the replay of the second goal, and as they cut back after the replays, it was the cross of Mbuemo that we saw, and then obviously after seeing the replay of that, we can see that it was a David Raya goal kick being flicked on by Ivan Toney, getting Mbuemo in behind. They need to be careful, Swansea, that they don't let that happen too many times, because they will be punished. You feel like there's no room for error now for Swansea if they want to win this playoff final. It'll be Mbuemo to take the corner. It's an in-swinger with his left foot. Good ball in towards Ivan Toney. Headed away, then falls to Yarnelt. Blocked. Oh, free kick. Yarnelt had a strike, and they were offering handball Brentford, but I think there was a foul before that on Bidwell. So Yarnelt went to strike it. Came off the hand. Oh, it's a penalty. Jake Bidwell handles it, but I think the free kick... Oh, right, okay. The free kick was given for beforehand on Kyle Norton, as he was booted right in the face by Ivan Toney. So Swansea get away with that, because if play had continued like it did, that would have been a penalty for sure. It came off Bidwell's hand, the Yarnelt strike. But before that, Ivan Toney, as the first ball was put in, he did have his boot right in the face of Bidwell, I can't remember who. Oh, Mark Gehi's header back to his goalkeeper short. It falls to Mbuemo, tries to shoot on the turn, but Bidwell puts him off enough to stop any dangerous strike towards his goalkeeper, and it's an easy save in the end. Tried to play back with a backwards header, was never going to work. Mbuemo picked it up and hadn't have enough ruthlessness to cause any danger, as a head-on by Swansea towards Andre Ayew. Can't be won first, goes towards Janssen. Back to Hurahan, pass intercepted, now falls to Roslev on the right. Lifted ball again towards Mbuemo, can't win the header. Mark Gehi does, to Grimes, back to goal, and then plays it forward to Hurahan. Over towards Connor Roberts, header won by Pinnock, and just glances it over to the left-hand side to Sergi Canos. Across to Vitali Yarnelt, who was close to scoring for back-to-back games there, scored in the second leg against Bournemouth. Now over to Pinnock. Back to Janssen. Forward to Yarnelt, and then Janssen again to his goalkeeper. Brentford look to try and keep possession. He clears it down the line, helped on by Jensen, but header forward by Bidwell towards Jamalo. Can't bring it down. Dalsgaard clears up towards Mbuemo, but it's Mark Gahey to win the header in the back line for Swansea. And it's now Bidwell in his own half. Hurahan back to Bidwell. Helps it down the line up towards no one in a Swansea shirt. Cleared by Brentford, only as far as Grimes. It's now with Hurahan. Bidwell. Hurahan. Forced back again to Mark Gahey. Over it goes to Cabango. Kyle Norton. Then back to Freddie Woodman in between the sticks for Swansea. Good pressing by Brentford. Number 1 for Swansea. Tries to find the left-hand side of Jake Bidwell. Can't head it on and keep it in pitch. Throw in for Brentford. It's too easy for them at the minute because despite Swansea dominating the majority of the game since conceding the second goal, they haven't really done much to scare Brentford in an attacking sense. And Brentford have took their chances. It's now Ethan Pinnock who will bring it forward. Lays it off wide left to Sergi Canos, who was part of Barcelona's academy in 2010 to 2013, then flew over and joined Liverpool from 2013 to 2015, and spent a loan spell at Brentford, then went to Norwich, then back to Brentford he is. Brentford do lose the ball here. It's back with Grimes. Lost it in midfield there, Brentford. Norton. Side the Swansea half still. Swansea look to try and break down this Brentford defence. Norton finds Jay Fulton. Jay Fulton is the number 6 in that midfield. He's won half of his games against Brentford that he's played in. He's also unbeaten when scoring for Swansea. 9 games he scored in. They've won 8 and drawn 1. Bit of a good luck charm, Jay Fulton, who was signed back in 2014 and he's played 148 games for the Swans, coming up to 150. Sorry about that. Here he is on the ball. Takes a heavy touch and catches Ivan Toney, but gets the ball first, so the referee sees it as a fair challenge. It's now Hurahan. Swansea look to attack and break through and get a goal. To Jay Fulton it goes. Lays into the captain Grimes. Across to the left back Jake Bidwell. Down the line to Hurahan. Pass intercepted by Roerslev. As far as Jamal Lowe. Mark Gahey. Cabango. Down the right hand side to Norton. Down the line again it goes to Connor Roberts. Looks to try and turn. He gets caught though a little bit by Sergi Canos. And on the right hand side it'll be a free kick for Swansea. Bit of a cheap one to give away by Sergi Canos. Must have just stamped on the foot of Connor Roberts. Let's have a look. Yeah, just caught the foot of Connor Roberts. And it was just not needed. He's tried to nip the ball, stood right on his toe. And again, just not really needed, to be honest, because Ethan Pinnock was there supporting him to defend. It's a bit of a cheap one to give away right on the right-hand side. It's a bit of a better angle. It's like a better angled corner, you could say. Conor Hurahan and Connor Roberts are over it. We'll get an in-swinger of Hurahan. I think we will. And we will do. Lifted in, right in front of the keeper. It loops off the bar. And a goal kick it is. Andre Ayew must have got there ahead of the goalkeeper and looped it right into the sky. Let's have a look. Crossed in, came off the head of Ayew and looped right into the sky. And then off the bar it went. And then behind for a goal kick. Yeah, just got there ahead. Might have even touched the shoulder of Ayew. That made it leap so high, the ball, and then off the top of the crossbar it went. And with 2 minutes added on, it looks like Swansea are going to be going in to the half-time talk 2-0 down and looking for a comeback of all comebacks. Can they do it? David Raya, the goalkeeper for Brentford, takes it up the pitch, looks towards Mbuemo, headed on by Gahey, cut out by Yarnelt. Now Roerslev leaps it in the air again to Mbuemo, comes off him, and it reaches Yarnelt, and then he launches it up towards Ivan Toney, headed on by Gahey, but it goes to Emiliano. He then finds Ivan Toney on the right hand side. Brentford have somehow kept it, back heels it down the line, can be seen out by Cabango. Free throw in for Swansea. We played a minute of the 2 added on, so we're coming up towards half time here. Thomas Frank, the Brentford manager, will be very happy with how his team has played this game. You've got to remember as well, Thomas Frank took over in 2018 because he was the assistant for the 2 seasons before that under Dean Smith, who's now Aston Villa manager. So great rise to management by Thomas Frank as Ayew volleys it forward, and it will be Connor Roberts to give chase. Raya will get there and swipe it over towards the left. Can't be brought down by Sergi Canos. And it'll be a throw-in for Connor Roberts as he sprints over to the right-hand side to try and take this quickly. And does take it to Hurahan. Forward, cut out by Canos. Great play from the left wing-back. Drifting inwards. Doesn't know where to pass it. He'll pass it back to Pontus Jansson as we've got 8 seconds left of the half. As looks like Brentford will be taking a lead into the half-time break as it's a big game for both clubs. And one team has taken the upper hand going into half-time, and that's exactly what has happened. It is ended 2-0 to Brentford at half-time. Swansea and Steve Cooper with all the work to do as Ivan Toney's early penalty won by Mbeumo as he was taken out by the Swansea goalkeeper, gave Brentford an early lead. Then 20th minute, Emiliano finished off a beautiful Brentford counter-attack to give Brentford a 2-goal lead. And then since then, Swansea have been in possession. They've been the most dominant team in possession, but have they created anything dangerous enough to scare David Ray in the Brentford goal? Not really. So in the end, it does end Brentford at 2, Swansea 0 at half-time. Can they turn it around, Swansea, and be a bit more lethal and a bit more dangerous with their attacking? Or will Brentford see it out and maybe add to their current lead they've already got? Let's see. Good half of football, though. I enjoyed that. A bit disappointed from Swansea because, you know, they had a lot of the ball after conceding the 20th minute, but then just did nothing with it. Didn't really make anything that made you go, ooh, that scares me. Do you know what I mean? So, just a bit disappointing, really. That's all I'm going to say. A little bit disappointing from Swansea. Having so much possession and needing to score desperately to try and, you know, get back in the game, and then they don't do anything. My hair is mad today. That is a wave if I've ever seen it. Look at it. I'll sort that out in a bit. This hair doesn't want to play, does it? Look at that. That is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, mad hair day. We'll have them. But yeah, we'll stay on during the half-time break. What have we got? If anyone's in the chat, what are we thinking about the Champions League final? I know that's not like the subject of today's game. But what are we thinking for the final today, Champions League? Because I don't know. I think it'll be 2-1 City. That's my prediction. But we'll have to wait and see. So I'm just reading this. I support a non-league team, National League, and we've made the playoffs. And apparently, as season ticket holders, we are going in for free. Because apparently, you got, like, playoff games, you have to sell your tickets, like, as a regular match day prices, you know, like a regular match day instead of team tickets, which is a bit weird. But our club has paid for them for free, so all season ticket holders will go for free, which I think is fantastic. Great to hear. Any season ticket holders currently located in the railway end will be relocated to one of the covered stands for the game. It's great to see. I've been experiencing playoffs myself as a fan. I haven't before, actually, so I'm quite excited for that. But that's great to hear. I just got the message, so I had to just read it quickly. Yeah. What's the first half of Brentford? First 20 minutes, really. Never mind first half. First 20 minutes for Brentford weren't too shabby, were they? Emiliano Marcondes and Ivan Toney scoring the 2 goals. Like I said, not too bad. Ivan Toney did score a penalty as well, like I said at the time, against Bournemouth in the second leg of the playoff semi-final. That was in the 16th minute, so only 6 minutes apart. But to be fair, in that, once they got 2-0 up and they had to defend, they didn't really have to defend with much exertion, if you know what I mean. Like, they didn't have to really, you know, put bodies on the line to defend and stop Swansea attacks. They were kind of just, as long as they sat in their formation and sat in their positions, they would be all good to, you know, see out the the Swansea attacks. I mean, they didn't have to do much, and obviously that's what they want. They don't want to be, having to sweat and just having to stress about Swansea attacks every time they come forward like they're scoring. They won't want that. They want to just comfortable second half performance after a comfortable first half performance. You got 2 goals. They defended after Swansea wanted to dominate, and it looks like they'll be going through to the Premier League after 9 successive playoff campaigns ending in failure. 4 of them being finals. They've come into this one 10th time lucky, and it looks like they will finally be promoted through the playoffs, which is absolutely fantastic for Brentford. Obviously, I'm not a Brentford fan, so. But yeah, what are the games? I know there's some more playoff games coming up in the next couple of days. So let's have a look. So obviously got Man City, Chelsea today. It's a pretty big game, that, isn't it? I mean, there's probably more important games coming up. Yeah, Blackpool, Lincoln tomorrow on the Sunday. Obviously, it's all about the Euros now, isn't it? After these playoffs, it's kind of like this is our last taste of proper football, club football, and then we've got the Euros to look forward to. Football every day, beautiful. And then Morecambe, Newport. Yeah, let me just talk about that Newport game. I mentioned it before. Talk about how good the playoffs are. Newport, to get to the playoffs final, they won 4. Or did they lose 4-3? I think they lost 4-3. Oh God. So they won the first leg 2-0, and then after extra time they lost 4-3. So it went 1-0, 2-0. So it's 2-2, and then they were losing 3-2, and then they scored 2 to make it 3-2 on the night. 3-2 on the night. I can't speak. So it was gone 3-2 on aggregate. Then they would have gone 4-3 up on aggregate. In the 87th minute, they got pulled back to 4-2 in the game. So then that made it go to extra time, and then they won it in extra time. I think again, it was 119th minute. Wow, Maynard, isn't he like 40 years old? I heard the winner for Newport. No, Mickey Maynard. No, who scored the goal for Newport? Who was quite an old person. He's, to be fair, Nicky Maynard. He's 34 as well. How old's that guy who played for Newport, and he was quite the old player? There we go. Kevin Ellison, 42, bagging in the playoff semi-final, and he's going to be taking his Newport team to the final of the playoffs. 42, born in 1979. Unbelievable for Newport. But I think these playoffs from all divisions have just showed the brilliance of playoffs and just how hectic and how fantastic they can be. But the second half will be getting underway in this in about 5 minutes time. I've got a new phone as well, and I'm having an issue trying with my pictures. I've got my pictures, but I'm not getting them in high quality, and it's just doing it. So that's what I'm doing in a minute. But yeah, buzzing with my new phone. About time. I'm joking. I had my old one for quite a while. Oh, it's getting hot in here, And I can't take this off because there's a certain shirt under here that gives away who I support, and I can't do that. You know what? I'm getting really hot. I can't lie. So I'm going to quickly just change my shirt I've got underneath. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Literally just a couple of minutes. Oh, there we go. I'm back. Whew. Hot. Tell summer's coming. What you asking about? What you asking? What are you thinking about the final tonight? Just hot in. Sorry if it's been that. No. It's not been asked yet. Champions League final. Tense. I think it'll be because obviously City have been beaten by Chelsea recently twice. FA Cup and Premier League. Yes, they both weren't City's proper 14, especially that second one. That second City team, I don't know what that was, like a 4-1-5. I don't know what it was. So I won't read too much into that one. I would read a little bit into the FA Cup semi-final because it was City playing their usual way, and Chelsea counter-attacked it very well. It's going to be a tough one, it really is. I can see both. The problem with it, with the prediction, I can see both teams winning it. That's the problem. Do you know what I mean? It's like I can't. If City win, then City win. If Chelsea win, then they'll win. Because you don't get to a Champions League final off nothing. You're obviously going to be a very good team. So it's just whoever. I think it's genuinely one of them. It's whoever turns up on the day. I've tried to word that where it's not like one of those obvious things where it's like. If City don't turn up, then Chelsea will walk over them and win. Same goes if Chelsea don't turn up, City will just walk all over them. So, again, unsure. It could go many ways, I think, personally. Well, just in case we do get a comeback in this game as well, I do have penalty shootout notes. I had to do it quick because I forgot that this game can go to penalties. Might not be needed, but we'll see. I hope it is needed. I do love a penalty shootout. Obviously, United's penalty shootout against Villarreal was quite the penalty shootout, wasn't it, on Wednesday night? David De Gea not saving one and then missing the one he had to take. So, unlucky for Manchester United. Obviously, we will have an English winner today for the Champions League final, which is obviously great. Either Manchester City or Chelsea. Who will it be? I'm unsure. I think if City play their best that they can play, I don't think Chelsea will win. But if City are off it a little bit and Chelsea are on it, but things with Chelsea, I commentated because I'm not doing the commentary tonight because obviously you can watch it on YouTube for free, so there's no point. I commentated on all of Chelsea's Champions League knockout games, every leg. Round 16 first and second, I think it was Madrid, and then they played Porto, and then they played Real Madrid. Don't get me wrong, they were fantastic in all three ties because you've got to play well to get to the final. But attacking, finishing chances, they can create chances. But against Madrid away, especially, they had so many chances to kill that game off early, and then they just couldn't. So really interesting to see how that one goes. Chelsea clinical, City are off it just a little bit, then we could see it go many ways. Like I said, as you can tell, I'm a little undecided. So again, we'll have to see what happens there. Yeah, second half. We'll just get underway in a minute or two time in this one. Change that to second half as well. Second half. Oh. Second half there. The time already as well. Thanks to everyone who is here. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. Just help me out massively. We have got some Euro commentaries planned. Euros commentaries. Hopefully, all being well. I'm going to do a few, not many, but I will do a few just to, experience, national teams, games and commentaries. I've not done one yet. Done watch-alongs, but not commentaries. Showing the replay there of Andre Ayew hitting the bar. It came off his head or shoulder, just looped right in the air, and then hit the top of the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Both teams are now getting back onto the pitch, back out to the field of play. Steve Cooper's Swansea will be needed to bring out their A game, or their A star game, you could say. They'll need everything. They'll need to try and stop Brentford from scoring as well, as Brentford will kick off, kicking left to right, attacking in front of their fans. Same for Swansea, they're kicking right to left though for this half at Wembley Stadium. Can they finish the job, Brentford? It'll be Matthias Jensen to kick off for us as the referee blows the whistle. Jensen plays it back to David Raya, who will launch the ball forward towards the left-hand side, and we're back underway. As Ivan Toney doesn't win the header on Cabango, but his header only falls as far as Sergi Canos on the left-hand side. Tries to go inside on Fulton, but he intercepts the ball and tries to clear it himself, and he is able to do so. Tries to find Ayew. Pinnock gets there first, only as far as Connor Roberts. Then Pinnock again. Then again to Connor Roberts. Down the line, looking for Jamalo. Can't find him. Janssen clears. Up towards Emiliano, who works it to Ivan Toney. Then kicks it out of play for a throw-in for Swansea, as he couldn't quite keep it in. So Swansea again. Andre Ayew caught from behind and brought down, and a free kick it is for Swansea as they look to try and start off where they started in the last half. Roberts inside to Ayew, back out wide to Jay Fulton, just about keeps it in, intercepted by Pinnock, though his ball towards Connor Roberts, stuck in the corner flag, clears it down the line, stays in, only as far though as Kyle Norton for Swansea, as they're back in possession again. We've played a minute of the second half. Swansea need 2 to force it to extra time. I think he goes to extra time, I'm pretty sure. Fulton. Roberts. Norton. Fulton on this Swansea right-hand side. Resolute Brentford defending for now. Norton swings a great ball in towards Ayew and he's missed it. Oh, what a chance for Andre Ayew. Gets there ahead of Brentford defenders. The goal is at his mercy and he misses. Wonderful ball in by Connor Roberts. Bounced right in front of the forward. All he has to do is guide that header into the far corner. Heads it too far away. Just spins off his head. Well wide of the post. And what a chance and what a start that could have been for Swansea. Andre Ayew misses from about 6 yards out. Wonderful ball. The header looked to be the perfect chance to score. And he misses. Norton heads the ball forward for Swansea. Brentford come back forward. Jan Eltz, who's been caught late on his back. And there'll be a free kick for Brentford. Oh, what a chance from Andre Ayew. Unbelievable cross from Roberts. Met by Andre Ayew. Got there ahead of the likes of Janssen. And just diverted it wide of the post. What the number 10, the man who's been banging in the goals this season for Swansea, scored 17 in all competitions. Andre Ayew, 16 of them in the Championship. Obviously the other one in the playoff first leg against Barnsley. What a chance. Ball in by Brentford. Headed away by Mark Gay, only as far as Roslev, who strikes and drives well over the crossbar. The young right wing back looking to get his first goal in the colours of Brentford. But it had a bit of a breakout spell at the back end of the season. Mads Roslev, they've had injuries. Brentford this season, like Josh Da Silva, Rico Henry as well. Like them kind of players have been injured this season. So he's had the call. Roslev signed from Copenhagen back in 2019. Another Danish. They've got a few Danish players in this team alongside the Danish manager. This Fulton heads it on to Connor Roberts. Looks to get another crossing. Deflected and away by Pontus Janssen. And it'll be a Connor Roberts long throw. And I think again, the Swansea look to try and get back into this game with 2-1 if they can score. Roberts, long throw. What a throw. Towards Cabango, can't win the header. Falls to Hurahan. Bidwell, he leaves it to. Deflects off Cabango, the centre-back. Then back to Bidwell, who then gets it over to Connor Roberts. Touched by Sergi Canos. Roberts tries to see it out. But then it's a cover of Emiliano to keep it away for a corner. And then clears away for Brentford, up only as far as Cabango. It's now back with Mark Gahey. Do you want to see Brentford or Swansea? Yeah, Brentford, because we haven't seen Brentford in the Premier League before, and we haven't seen in the top flight since 1946, 1947, and Swansea have been in it not too long ago. Jamal Lowe might try and change that. Great run, great try. I was going to say great attempt, but it was rising, always rising, well over the bar by Jamal Lowe. But this is positive, very positive for Swansea. He got the ball, spun past Jensen, got beyond the midfielder, and then outside of the box, right foot looked to try and bend it into that far corner, but not really reaching the goal there. It was always rising above David Raya's goal. Clears it again towards the left-hand side for Brentford, up towards Ivan Toney. Can't win the header on Cabango. Good header by the centre-back. It's now with Matt Grimes. Over to Conor Hourihane. Bidwell. Back to Hourihane. Dinks it across. Right, no need to spam it. Support. I don't say you are support. No spam. Fulton's ball forward. Just a bit of a miscommunication there between him and Roberts, and the ball was too far forward, and out it goes for a goal kick for Brentford. But a great start for Swansea. 5 minutes in, continuing from where they left off in the end of the first half, where they had about 20 minutes of domination of the ball, but not really creating anything with it. But so far in the 5 minutes we've had in this half, they've came so ever close to scoring. Andre Ayew from 6 yards out, heading a beautiful cross wide of the post. Swansea fans are in full voice trying to get past their team. Shush, I didn't. Okay, if you're going to be like that. Actually, no, I'll just get rid of you. There we go. As Bidwell collects it off Brian Mbeumo. Brentford look to get it forward. Obviously, they'll have a lot of defending to do. Brentford, I think they've accepted that already. Norton. Back to Cabango. They'll need a goal early in this half, I think, Swansea. So I think they'll just get more frustrated the more chances they have, the more chances they don't take. But as soon as I think they score one, the hope rises, the belief starts to stay within, and I think they could score another. But Swansea players dictate what happens there. As Lowe heads it inside. Great ball from Freddie Woodman over to the striker as Andre Ayew pulls over. No, foul, definite foul. Andre Ayew tried to collect it but pulled down Yarnelt to try and get an advantage on the ball, and he's been pulled back for that. He took a touch, heavy touch, and then pulled down Yarnelt to try and get ahead, try and get to the ball. Foul rightly given by the referee. Yeah, if you're going to be like that in the chat, you're just going to be removed. It's just, I don't get bothered by it. I just don't want to see spam in the chat, to be honest. So if you're going to act like that, you're just going to get removed, because it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Just going to get removed, so I'll see you again. Brian Mbeumo tries to get ahead of the flick on by Ivan Toney, but that's a good flick on that by Fulton, and Andre Ayew tries to help it on, but he's offside. Offside. Wanted to be onside. Flagged up by Daniel Cook, the linesman, on that side. Pontus Jansson, I think, will take this free kick for Brentford as it's the 53rd minute. It is 2-0 to Brentford on this beautiful May evening or afternoon, 29th of May, the same day of the Champions League final. We mentioned that in the half-time break. David Raya clears it forward. Ooh, Roerslev hits the deck, but Bidwell wins the header. Hourihane, Bidwell clears it off Roerslev, and a throw-in it is for Swansea as they are just at the minute stuck in their own half. Bidwell throws it down the line. Lowe can't win the header. Dalsgaard does. Hourihane wins his header. As far as Dalsgaard, and the plays had to be stopped for a head injury as Hourihane went for it. A little bit of blood boiling here as Hourihane has to be just calmed down a little bit. He's got a problem with the stoppage of the game with the head injury. I'll have to see a replay of it, because obviously Brentford are going to do what they can to try and stop and slow this game down. The referee, Chris Cavendish, having away with the Swansea captain here, Matt Grimes. Let's have a look what happened here. hope they could show a replay. There we go. So the ball went up from Hurahan. Oh, it's an arm, elbow in the face. It's not a foul. There's no reason for him to stay down. Oh, I get it. He's led with the arm. To be fair, Hurahan. So he might be. People say he's lucky to not even lose the ball there with a foul. Emiliano, the goal scorer of the second, will be absolutely fine to continue. It was just a bit of an arm in the face, nothing more than that. Don't think it's a booking for sure. Barely a foul for me. I know he caught him in the face, but you've got to use your arms to try and win headers in football. You can't just jump with your arms by your side. It's just not how it works. But Emiliano Marcondes just getting a few more checks. The Danish centre attacking midfielder as the ball's dropped by Chris Kavanagh. Ivan Toney plays the ball back to Swansea's goalkeeper Freddie Woodman. He's had to give chase to it as Ivan Toney's played a bit wide to him. Freddie Woodman has it, and Swansea back in possession, and we're back underway for the second half. Of Swansea need to score the next goal if they want to stay in this playoff final. Woodman over to Swansea's right hand side. Norton heads it on, but a foul's been given as a foul off the ball on Connor Roberts by Ethan Pinnock has been penalised by the referee. Swansea were going to take it quickly, but decided against it as Hurahan was still looking for the quick one, and again went against it. So in the end, we're going to get a free kick from the spot of where the foul was, and it's going to be a ball launched into the box. Hurahan, the left foot wizard, the Irishman on loan from Aston Villa currently for this season. Can he come up with an assist? He's already got 2 in the Championship this season, and he goes all the way across towards Cabango at the back post, but he couldn't quite get on the end of it. The number 44, and out for a goal kick it goes. Cabango is quite the threat though. He scored 4 in the Championship this season. Played all minutes in the playoff semi-finals of this year, and come up with a few goals as well. In last year, Cabango against Brentford in both semi-final legs, he did pick up yellow cards in both of the legs. Bidwell clears forward for Swansea. Jamal Lowe brings it down. Brentford can't keep the ball. Hurahan pokes it wide left towards Bidwell. Can't quite reach him as he's caught there late, but the referee didn't see it, I don't think, and play continues now with Mbuemo. Ruslev inside towards Toney. Takes a touch, releases it to Emiliano. It's now out wide left to Sergi Canos, the number 7, the Spaniard. He loves to get it onto his right foot, goes onto his left foot though, and pulls it across towards Mbuemo as I think he was just leaning back and he blazed the ball over the bar. Sergi Canos picked it up on the left there. He likes to cut inside, but went on the outside and then pulled it back. And then Mbuemo had a chance to shoot. Just, I think, leant back a little bit, and he was always putting it over the crossbar. Brian Mbuemo, only 21 years of age, is French. He's a French under-21 international. Can he score today? It's Vitaly Arnelt intercepts a header forward by Jay Fulton. It's now Mark Gehi. Nice touch. Gets it away from Mbuemo and then finds it forward to Matt Grimes as Swansea again look to break forward. He's got support to his left of the likes of Bidwell, Jamal Lowe. Goes to Bidwell on the left, then back it goes to Grimes. Scored a beautiful left-footed goal in the second leg of that playoff semi-final. It's Barnsley. It's found Kyle Norton. Tries to get it towards Fulton. Has to stretch for it and slide for it, but he does get it to the midfielder. Helps it back out wide to Connor Roberts. Forward to Norton. Checks back. Shifts it onto his right foot. Plays it across the Low. Takes a touch. Shoots across and wide it goes. Unfortunate from the former Wigan man. Jamal Lowe. He's had a decent first season at Swansea, scoring 14 in these 51 games before today in the season. Scored 5 in his last 7 in the league season. And he was very, very close to getting Swansea back in it. Got there ahead of the defender. He was very, very tight angle on the right-hand side. He spun shot across goal. Couldn't quite find the far corner as it looks like Swansea will make the first change. Not quite yet, but it looks like it's in the works on the far side. Ball forward by David Raya, helped on by Ivan Toney. Header won by Mark Gehi Fulton flicks on, only as far as Vitali. Yarnelt. It's now Sergi Canos in the Swansea half on the left-hand side. Back they go to the halfway line to Pontus Jansson. Releases it. A ball lifted over the top. Header won by Cabango. As far as Roslev, who heads it forward. Picked up by Mark Gehi. Lays it off to Bidwell. Forward it goes to Jamal Lowe. Tackle fairly, says the referee, by Darsgaard. And it's now with Emiliano. Across to Jensen. Through towards Emiliano. Just too much on it. Out it goes for a goal kick for Swansea. Very unfortunate there for Brentford. Jensen looking to cut the Swansea team open there. Mateus Jensen. First change, it will be Kyle Norton, the experienced right back, age 32. He'll be replaced by attacking-minded Liam Cullen. Is that a showcase of what they want? They will probably drop Connor Roberts now back into his more natural right back role, and then Cullen will go out wide right, maybe, or he'll go down the middle and he'll be swapped with Jamal Lowe. Yeah, Andre Ayew on the right now, Liam Cullen up front, and then Jamal Lowe on the left. Meaning Connor Roberts slots back in at right back as Ayew heads it forward from the goal kick. As far as Jensen swings at it and loses it to Hurahan, but then comes out of it with a nice little challenge in the midfield. Jensen plays it forward to Roslev. Brentford looking a bit more dangerous the last couple of minutes. Roslev running at Bidwell. Enters the box on the right hand side. Goes towards the byline, tries to get the cross in, deflects off Bidwell, corner Brentford. Hopefully the game will start to become a little bit more open the more the minutes tick down for both teams. Obviously Brentford wants no more goals. Swansea need 2. Will we get a deciding goal from this corner? If Brentford score, can't see any way back for Swansea. Janssen enters the box. It'll be an in-swinger from Mbuemo. Left-footed. Helped all the way on towards the back post. Cleared. Ethan Pinnock hits his own player. And all the way it goes for a goal kick. Was flicked onto the back post where it came off. I think the player marking Janssen. Let's have a look again. In-swinger. Helped on towards Janssen. It was helped away though by Cabango towards Ethan Pinnock. The left centre-back who hit it with his left foot right off his own man. Janssen, I don't know if it was going anyway. Let's have a look. Controlled it, Pinnock. Struck it. Oh, I think he was either hitting the post or going wide. Off his own captain. And out for a goal kick for Swansea. Or was it going in? That other angle shows it was going in, so... Yeah, but Janssen has stayed down as it did strike his face, to be fair. Would have been quite a dangerous one for the captain. As it gives a chance for both teams to go to the side, get some tactical info from the coaches and get the fluids on as well. And so will I. All the commentators also need it as well. As it looks like another change will be made for Swansea, another attacking change. It's looking like number 16 will be coming off for Swansea, and that is going to be... Oh, no, number 14. Sorry, the board got it wrong. It's number 14. I was looking for number 14 there. Conor Hurahan is replaced, the man on loan from Aston Villa, who scored 5 goals since joining for Swansea. He got 3 in his first 3 games for the club, but he's been replaced by Jan. Jan is his first name, and Dander is his second name. So Jan Dander. It's not all big. It's not one big word. It's just Dander. He is more of an attacking-minded midfielder. Hurahan's more of a box-to-box. Jan Dander is more of a centre attacking midfielder. Likes to pick up pockets of space and drive the ball forward as well when he gets it. So another positive change by Steve Cooper. Will he make the difference? He's only scored 1 game. He's only scored 1 goal this season, and that is against Middlesbrough in game 15. Jan Dander. So might not have all the goals this season, but can he get one where it means the most for Swansea fans? Connor Roberts lifted ball over the top. Cullen will get towards it, but Pinnock heads it out for a throw-in for Swansea in towards their final third. It'll be a Connor Roberts throw-in again. It'll be a long throw-in. We've seen this many, many times so far in this game by Connor Roberts. Can they make one work, though, as they send the centre-backs forward? They're almost using it as a corner. Swansea City. Connor Roberts, long throwing in towards Ayew. Can't get there. Pinnock heads it back towards the throwing taker, Roberts. Gets beyond one, towards the byline, it deflects off Canos and he leaves it for a corner kick for his team. Swansea win a corner through Connor Roberts. They've had 3 seasons now, Swansea, in the Premier League. They'll want to get back to where they think they belong. The last 3 seasons they finished 4th, including this one, 6th and 10th. So they've been progressing. Can they progress in this game? Corner whipped in, headed on, I think, by Cabango all the way across towards Ethan Pinnock, who will give chase. He's met by Jamal Lowe and Fulton, and between the both of them, they can win the ball back for Swansea. Through the legs, though, of Pinnock, back to Jamal Lowe, who stayed on side, right foot, pulled into the box. Mark Gay, the centre-back, lays off for Connor Roberts, who strikes. Deflects all the way over back towards Jay Fulton, who, that's a nasty challenge, that, on Matthias Jensen. And it's a red card. Oh, my word. It's disgusting. It's not needed. That challenge has annoyed me. And I'm not even a Swansea fan. I'm not even from Wales. That is disgusting. Steve Cooper will be absolutely livid. And so will all Swansea fans. That's even infuriated me. Why on earth has he done that? Ball deflects out wide. Oh, it is absolutely disgusting. His right foot plants right on the Achilles. And then he also goes for a scissor challenge afterwards as well. Forget your apology straight after. Disgusting. Oh, it's awful. Treads on the Achilles and holds his foot on the Achilles. And after his foot is released off the Achilles, he then puts both feet up off the ground into his back. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting from Jay Fulton. He's been aggressive. He's been like that all game. Deserved. The Scotsman sent off. Disgusting. Swansea no longer can get promoted. That's that game done. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It's his first career red card, Jay Fulton, and that is just beyond disgusting. He's getting a word by his manager. He's getting a hug and a pat on the back. I won't give him a pat on the back. I'd give him a slap in the face. That is beyond disgusting, that foul. If you're not watching the game, just try and get on social media or something and try and check that foul out, because that is awful. Tread right on the Achilles with his studs. And then once he took the right foot off the Achilles, he's then lifted both feet off the ground and tried to push it into the back of his legs. I think Jensen will be okay to continue, thankfully, but he has just single-handedly ruined his team's chances of getting promoted this season. The fans are on their phones trying to get a look at this foul a bit closer in. Obviously, when you're at the game, you can't get replays on the big screen, I don't think, of fouls. So the fans are on their phones trying to see a better angle of the foul, and as soon as they see it, they'll see exactly why that was a red card given by Chris Kavanagh. First career red for Jay Fulton, fully deserved. Absolutely disgusting by the central midfielder. But we're back underway now, 67th minute. Free kick by David Raya, straight out a play for a throw-in for Swansea. And it's now 11 versus 10. It's 2-0 Brentford, and it looks like their playoff curse will finally come to an end. 9 playoff campaigns, 0 promotions, but 10th time's a charm for Brentford. Bidwell throws it down the line, header won by Roosblade, going as far as Matt Grimes. And it's funny as well, because they've literally just replaced a midfielder, haven't they? Bought off Conor Hourihane. Roberts, down the line to Ayew, will give chase, but Pinnock will get there first. And clear out for a ball towards Ivan Toney, who holds it up and is clipped by Matt Grimes, and it will be a free kick for Swansea on the halfway line on the left-hand side. And they want to take it quickly, but it's not being allowed. Matt Grimes complains, asking why it's a foul, but he did catch him there, the main man for Brentford, Ivan Toney. But yeah, if you're watching the game, you'll know what I mean by that red card. But if you haven't, after the game, try and watch it. It's just so unneeded. If Connor Roberts hits a shot and it deflects out wide left, if he just sees the ball, if he lets Jensen take the ball and just sees him down the line and forces him to clear it, Swansea are back in possession. There's absolutely no need. I get his frustration, but he shows a lack of professionalism and just absolutely ruins his team's chances of promotion single-handedly. Because we're really in the game. Since they've conceded, Swansea have been the better team in terms of possession, but they've just not really done much with it. They've created a few chances, but that's just ruined everything. Dalsgaard to Jensen on the halfway line, the central midfielder for Brentford. It's now Yarnelt playing it across to Ethan Pinnock. Canos, ball around the corner, no one's there. But he will be given chase by Emiliano. Cabango gets there for Swansea first. Down the right-hand side, Ayew looks to win the header, but it's only as far as Ethan Pinnock. He then finds, I think that's Connor Roberts, oh, it's Dander, sorry. He then picks it up from Matt Grimes, as Swansea back in possession, pokes it forward to Roberts, played inside, deflects back down the line, and he gets the return off the touch of Vitaly Yarnelt. And what an awful challenge that is as well. Completely throws his body in front of Roberts. Foul and a free kick and a yellow card. He was on the ground there, Yarnelt, as he was completely sent by Roberts, cutting inside, and he's just lifted his body off the ground and throwing his back towards him. Literally gets up and just throws himself backwards right into Connor Roberts. It's not as bad as Jay Fulton's foul, but it is bad enough for a yellow card and a free kick by the German. So here's a chance for Swansea. It's on the right-hand side. Perfect chance for an in-swinger. They need to score from this. If they score, then they are right back in the game. They need to score soon, though. I feel like 10 men. I just don't think they can do it, but I would love to be proved wrong by this Swansea team. Crossed in, poor. Beats the wall, but doesn't beat the first man after that. Cleared right out to the halfway line. So poor. I just don't understand it sometimes. I really don't. Matt Grimes will drop the ball and leave it. But they've gone all the way back. I think that's Connor Roberts. He's gone all the way back. Throws it back to Freddie Woodman. And then clears it. Header won though in the end by Brentford. And it's helped on. And Ivan Toney will give chase. Bidwell, the left back, gets there first though and just clears it out for a throw-in for Brentford. As they've not really had to do much for this game. They won a penalty early. Finished it. They countered from a Swansea attack. Scored. And although Swansea have probably been the better team and had most of the ball, Brentford haven't really had to get out of second gear, so maybe they've made Swansea look good just because they've not had to try as much, if you know what I mean. The throw-in's gone inside to the edge of the box to Emiliano. Out to Jensen, back over to Sergi Canos. Ball back inside, met by Cabango. Gets away from him though. Well, did the first time, couldn't the second time, but it's fell to Mbuemo. Now Toney, caught late, foul for Brentford. To the frustration of Swansea fans and players. Mark Gahey gave the foul away as Ivan Toney was given the ball from Canos, used his body very well, caught on his right foot there, and a rightly given free kick again by Chris Kavanagh. Swansea, it's frustrating. They were in the Premier League from 2014 to 2018, and their first season back in it was under Brendan Rodgers, and they finished 8th place that season, and then they also got into the Europa League as well, 2013-14 as well, getting knocked out, I think, by Napoli in the first knockout group stage as well. So they've had some good success over the years. Swansea in the Premier League, obviously, like I said, finishing 8th in their first season with Rodgers and then playing Europa League football. I think that was due to winning the League Cup against Bradford, you might remember. I think they won 5-0 in the end. Michu scoring in that one, I think. But then when they got relegated in the 2017-18 season, the last season they were in the Premier League, they finished 18th, 3 points off safety. It looks like it's going to be a 4th successive season for Swansea in the Championship. It'll be insult to the wounds, salt to the wounds of the Swansea players and fans if Emiliano can bag his brace from this from this free kick, or will it be a corner? Emiliano over the wall and doesn't quite get it back down again over the bar. Goal kick for Swansea. 73rd minute. Still 2-0. Emiliano. Good direction on it. It would have really hit the top corner if that had gone in, but unfortunately not for Brentford. He didn't quite come back down as we're getting a double change. Jensen, the man who was on the end of that disgusting challenge. No, he's just getting some tactical info. I thought he was running off the pitch. So the players coming off is Sergi Canos and Vitaly Yarnelt, the midfielder and the left wing back, will be replaced by Marcus Forss, the striker, and also Saman Goudos as well, the man on loan from Amiens in France, born in Malmo, but has his citizenship as Iran. The centre attacking midfielder. So quite positive changes. Left wing back and a central midfielder off for a centre attacking midfielder and the striker. So Brentford still going for even more under Thomas Frank. Crazy. Freddie Woodman takes the goal kick up towards Andre Ayew. Can't win the header on Ethan Pinnock. It loops in the air. Toney heads it on to Marcus Forss. Brought down by Mark Gahey. Foul just away on the halfway line for Brentford again. Frustrating Swansea. And I think Swansea fans are starting to realise this might not be their day. They're down to 10 men. A first career red card for Jay Fulton. Awful, disgusting challenge. And that could be the end now for Swansea this season. Be Matthias Jensen to take the free kick. As Brentford fans cheer and sing their songs and knowing that they could be back in the top flight for the first time since 1947. As Brian Mbeumo will give chase right in the corner flag. The free kick's been put one-on-one with Connor Roberts. Flung to the ground by the right back, and he's done it fairly, says the referee, and then he's cleared in the end but kept alive by Jensen all as far as the throw-in for Swansea, where Connor Roberts will walk to try and take it quickly. Big throw-in down the line. Header won by Pinnock though, and helped back out wide by Force to Mbeumo. Down the line looking for Emiliano, can't quite find him. And out for a throw-in it goes to Brentford as it was deflected for Swansea man. There'll be Ethan Pinnock to take 15 minutes to go. Number 5, the centre-back for Brentford. Throws it in towards Ivan Toney. Flicks it on, again cleared by Connor Roberts. Another throw-in it is for Brentford. As time slowly ticks away for Brentford, and it feels like the time's probably going too quick for Swansea. Throw-in. Header away again, but it's a foul as he headed it away. Cabango, who's also pushed in the back. And a free kick for Swansea. Can they score at least a goal to make it interesting? Or is their season done for another year? They'll have to go again under Steve Cooper. He's been in the job now since 2019. He's managing his team for the 105th time. Looks like it will be his 30th loss as manager. As Goodos gets it for Brentford as Swansea's free kick wasn't good enough. But it falls to Matt Grimes now as they look to get forward. Dander, the midfielder for Swansea. Plays it back to Cabango. Now Gehi. Cabango. Forward to Grimes. Picks it up in a lot of space again. And puts the ball over the top towards Jamal Lowe. Brings it down on the chest. Rears Levy's facing up to him. Plays it back to Bidwell. First time cross. Headed away too easily for Brentford. And for Swansea's liking. Falls to Matt Grimes on the halfway. Forward to Bidwell. Back it goes all the way to Freddie Woodman. On the edge of the 18-yard box for Swansea, who sit forward to the right-hand side to Ayew. Can't win the header on Ethan Pinnock. Only his father was Gehi, but Ayew's offside. Just doesn't look like it's going to be Swansea's day, if I'm going to be completely honest. If you're a Swansea fan, I do apologise. It just doesn't look like it's going to be your day. It's the 91st meeting between the two teams. Brentford have won the game 32 times. Swansea have won it 34. It's quite a close record. They would have closed that gap now if they win to 33 wins, 24 draws, 34 losses. But to be fair, in the history of the fixture, they had a 10-year gap of not playing each other from 2008 to 2018. Obviously, they were in different divisions and didn't draw themselves against each other in a cup. As Pontus Jansson, the centre-back, who's not scored all season, he's currently down off the back of a challenge from Andre Ayew, who did go for that header before. They've got a fan in here, Douglas Goodsall. Watched Brentford in their last time in the top tier of English football in the 1946-47 season. And he's there today in the stadium. What a day for him. What a day. Imagine being alive for both. I think they're showing another one here. Yep, and then Derek Burridge as well. Also alive when his Brentford were in the top division back in the 1946-7 season. It's great to see the fans who experienced those good old days all those years ago to have them back once again in their life. Fantastic to see. As Pontus Jansson, I think, will come off just after picking up a knock. It might be in a landing injury, but he doesn't seem in too much discomfort. He is just slowly hobbling off, and he will be replaced by number 23. You will definitely recognise this name if you're a Premier League fan. Replaced by Winston Reed, the New Zealand centre-back. He is on loan from West Ham currently. He's been at West Ham since 2010. He's still contracted to the club. He's just on loan. He played for them 223 times, 10 goals for West Ham, one of them being the last one at Upton Park in that 3-2 win against Manchester United. He's only played 10 times for Brentford this season since joining on loan in 2020. The 3-time New Zealand Player of the Year. He's going to have to fill in at the back now for the last 11 minutes plus added on time as Marcus Forss breaks away for Brentford, plays it forward to the left-hand side to Ivan Toney, who's got his goal today, his 33rd of the season, 2 of them coming in the playoffs this season. Plays a 1-2 as Goodos, I think, tries to play it forward, but misdirected, and out he goes for a goal kick. I'm just going to try and see quickly the reaction that foul got. I don't think I'm going to see any. I want to find that because that was honestly disgusting. That Jay Fulton foul that led into his red card. As Jamal Lowe heads it forward for Swansea, met by Dalsgaard, cleared long, and Kavango's going to have to deal with it. Heads it back to his keeper as he was pressured by Ivan Toney. Good defending there by Swansea in the end, as Brentford did obviously lose in extra time in the playoff final last year. That was 0-0, but they're currently 2-0 up, and they've not had to face a shot yet on target from Swansea. They've had 8 shots, 0 on target for Swansea. It's just been one of those days for the Swans and Steve Cooper's men. David Ray out of his hands, he boots the ball as far as he can. It's Cabango who heads it forward, only as far as I think that is Emiliano. It's Mbeumo. He's found himself at left wing back, finds Jensen, gets beyond one, on the edge of the box, left foot, plays it across to Ivan Toney. Oh, he's got so much room in the box. Ivan Toney shoots and won a block by Jake Bidwell. Should have finished it off there, Ivan Toney. We know he's got that killer instinct. Great play from Jensen to get beyond one of the Swansea midfielders, and a great ball across to Ivan Toney. The left back had been pulled all the way across, and he was able in the end to recover and get back over to block the Ivan Toney shot. That could have meant Brentford going 3-0 up. So another Brentford corner to take. Be Brian Mbeumo who's covering at left back for now. He won that penalty in the 10th minute for Brentford to go 1-0 up. Mbeumo, right arm in the air, swings it towards the back post. Ethan Pinnock gets pulled down, does he? No, says the referee. Goes beyond everyone then, out for a throw-in for Swansea. Thought it was a bit of a pull there on Ethan Pinnock, the centre-back, but accordingly, there wasn't, according to the referee. Ethan Pinnock, who's only played for 2 other clubs, and that's Barnsley and Forest Green. He did win the, did play in the National League playoffs back in the 2016-17 season. Fast forward for 4 years, and he's now playing in the Championship playoff final, not the National League. Quite the impressive rise from Ethan Pinnock, as we've got another change here for Swansea. It's going to be Jake Bidwell to come off, so a like-for-like swap. Bidwell off for Ryan Manning, the Irish left back. He comes on. He was signed in 2020 from QPR. He's only played 20 times before today. He's not scored yet for the club as well. Ryan Manning, can he bring something different? As Grimes finds Manning, number 3, inside towards Dander, can't win the header, but the header away from Brentford does fall back to Matt Grimes, but he's lost his footing, and he brings down Marcus Forss with winning the ball. Fair enough, I thought he'd lost it, but I thought he didn't get the ball, but he did. Grimes, and then in the end it's been kept in by Swansea. It's now Andre Ayew on the right-hand side. Back to the Brentford goal, but he's able to turn forward and run forward, play it forward, but lost the ball in the end, misplaced pass. Brentford have it back now with Roslev on the right-hand side. 7 minutes plus added on time to go. He's charging down the right-hand side, Mads Roslev. He's going to keep going. Get beyond Jamal Lowe. And taken down by Ryan Manning. And that's going to be a free kick, surely. Mads Roslev's having a go at the lines woman here. It's Sian Massey Ellis, who's the linesman, the female referee. Lions woman. It's got to be... That's a throw-in? Are you joking me? He's got clattered into by Ryan Manning. I don't understand that's not a free kick, but it's a throw-in, and they're not complaining, Brentford fans, at the minute, because they are leading the game. It's fell to Ivan Toney. On the edge of the box is good block, though, from Matt Gehy, and then Ayew's brought down by Ethan Pinnock, and a free kick for Swansea. Not sure how that wasn't a free kick though by Mads Roslev. I understand why he was having a go at the lineswoman there. I thought it was a clear free kick. Here's Ryan Manning, the left back, who's just been brought on not too long ago. Charges down the left. Good challenge by Saman Goodos. The man on loan at the minute, putting a shift in. Great challenge. It's a throw in though for former QPR left back Ryan Manning, and Swansea throws it in to Grimes. Back it goes to Cabango. Over to Matt Gahey, the man alone from Chelsea. The next big thing apparently for Chelsea. Gives me like Tamori kind of attributes, if you know what I mean. The way he plays, the way he is. Got pace, good strong tackler, half decent on the ball as well. As Ryan Manning gets brought down by Goodos, that isn't the best of challenges. He's going to get booked for it as well. No, he's just going to put the white spray down, but he's good for making a fantastic challenge there, Goodos, to then a minute later not making the greatest of challenges and giving away a free kick in a dangerous area. Again, it's not a shooting chance, but it's perfect for a left-footed cross. And if Swansea scored, they'd have 5 minutes plus added on time to maybe send this to extra time. Manning's over it, and Jan Danda is also stood over it. They need to try and score from this, or I think the chance is gone. I think the chance is gone when they went down to 10 men, but we'll see. Ryan Manning, ball in. It is an easy catch for David Raya to make. I think he was just trodden on his foot there, and he felt a bit of the pain, but not really too bothered. David Raya is back on his feet, and that was such a shocking ball in from Ryan Manning. You know, you've got not many... Oh, it's a free kick, actually, for the trodden foot, David Raya. That's good for him. But, yeah, you know, you've got not many chances to see this through. There's a Matthew Benham, the Brentford owner, is here in attendance to watch his team get promoted. Hopefully, they're on their way to. They currently lead 2-0. David Raya takes it. Ivan Toney fouls Ryan Manning, and he's looked to get an advantage to win the ball, and it's now in Swansea possession. Freddie Woodman to take. Remember, the last two fixtures of between these two have been 1-1, so the last two have only consisted of 2 goals, but these 2 goals have been on the side of Brentford this time and not shared between the two teams. Woodman plays it forward, headed won again by Pinnock, all as far as Danda. Grimes pokes it back through towards the right hand side, cut out by Brian Mbuemo. And it's now with Connor Roberts. Will he take another long throw? And it's quite far out towards the box, but his throw is that long, I think he'll be able to get it into the box. Let's have a look. Connor Roberts. Centre backs are forward. Everyone's forward for Swansea pretty much. Good ball in, headed away by Pinnock again. Up towards Manning, can't win it on Goodos. It's now with Toney, trying to help it forward. Does do so, but only as far as a Swansea player who hooks it forward again. Comes off Pinnock, falls to Cullen. It's now Cabango who will give chase down the right. Jensen will get there first and be brought down, and a free kick to Brentford in the corner flag, to the aggression and to the upset voices of the Swansea fans. Jensen's won a very nice foul there in the corner flag. Just seen it out to the corner, got a clip onto his heel and went down, and a free kick was given. It's all you've got to do these days to win a free kick. But it looks like it is going to be playoff heartache for Swansea. They were knocked out of the playoffs in the semi-final phase last year by Brentford, and they've got one step further, and they've had to play Brentford once again, but it has led to a defeat. It looks like they were down to 10 men for the last half an hour of the game due to Jay Fulton losing all sorts of responsibility and commits an awful foul, straight red. But before that, they had a sloppy first 20 minutes where Brentford scored twice, and that's been it for Brentford really to get this promotion sealed and over the line. Headed forward by Brentford, almost past Mark Gahey, who loses foot in and puts a good challenge in. It was aggressive but a good one, and Jamal Lowe gets pushed off the ball. Foul, said the referee. Swansea free kick just above the halfway line. Good from Jamal Lowe, got there ahead of the defender and then was caught by the defender. Good attacking play, good forward play by the striker slash left wingers. Just moved out wide left, Jamal Lowe. Jamal Lowe has played at all levels of English football, pretty much at the higher levels anyway. Played in the Championship, League 1 and 2 and the National League for 5 clubs. Just got to tick off the Premier League, and he has done the main 5 leagues in England. It's not Conor Haney's off the pitch. Ball put in, Cabango heads it on towards Ayew. Falls in the end to Danda as he has a wild hit, a wild swing well over the bar in the end. And I think that's it for Swansea. 89th minute, they've got to score 2 goals. Time's running out. It was a ball put in by Matt Grimes, the captain. It was helped on by Cabango, headed away by Dalsgaard, fell to Dander, had a wild snap at it, and well over the bar it went. But Brentford fans are still in full voice at Wembley Stadium. Many of their fans will not have experienced top flight football yet, and it could be their day. Marcus Forss headed over to the left hand side now to Emiliano, the man who scored the second goal. He's been fantastic today. Emiliano Marcondes, as he gets brought down by Jan Dander, not seen as a foul, but he wins a corner as he's challenged again on that left hand side by Brentford. I think he wins a corner as well. Gets met by a wild round of applause by his team. 6 minutes have added on time. Where have they got 6 from? Maybe 4 or 5. Where have they got 6 from? Because that Jensen, that red card was not maybe 2 minutes at least, and we've not had 4 minutes of stoppages. No way. How have they got 6 minutes? Anyway, I don't think Brentford will mind because I think they've got the job done and over the line. Throw into the box. Helped in by Jan Dander. Loses it to Emiliano. Ivan Toney pokes it off a Swansea player, Mark Gahey, and wins the throw-in for his team as Emiliano gets his fans going again as they're nearly there. It looks like the top 3 teams of the Championship this season will go up. Brentford did finish third, 1 place off automatics. As Emiliano has it again in the corner flag, takes a heavy touch and out of play goes, just ran out of pitch there really. And then Swansea have it again with Connor Roberts. Throws it forward, that long throw, but the header's been won again by Ethan Pinnock. How many times have I said that today? And another header by Mark Gahey, and out it goes for Brentford. It looks like they're going to make a late change here. The Bees and Thomas Frank, who's transformed this Brentford team into promotion hunters. It's going to be number 41, Mads Bidstrup, will be coming on, a central midfielder, and he will replace the possible, and I would argue, man of the match, Emiliano Marcondes. He won the first. He won the second goal, marching forward, and yes, he has won man of the match, and he's going to win mine as well. He got on to the end of the counter attack for the second goal, finished it at the near post, and he's been everywhere today in that centre attacking midfield role. He's been picking up the ball, picking up the spaces, and just really causing danger all round for Swansea today. So it's a Dane replacing a Dane, and we're back underway with Ivan Toney in the corner flag. Cabango's there, brings him down. Fairly, says the referee. Goes for another nibble. Cabango still can't win in that corner flag, as I can't currently see what's going on. Ball's been helped into the box. Marcus Forss hits it. Corner kick for Brentford. I didn't see how Ivan Toney got it out the corner flag because they showed a replay of. So they were showing the camera angle of Emiliano getting some hugs off the staff. So he somehow helped it into the box. And then Marcus Forss tried to score, couldn't. But Brentford fans are in full voice. They are loving life, but they will not miss the Championship because they'll be in the Premier League next year. Looks like they'll keep it in the corner flag. Brian Mbeumo takes it to Ivan Toney in the corner flag. Chips it into the box. As far as Mark Grimes, who volleys it away. Helped forward though by Jensen, as far as Connor Roberts, who clears it up the field. Swansea can push out. Who will give chasing? That's Liam Cullen. Won't get there though. But who's won that header? Have a guess? Oh no, it's not who I think it is. It's Winston Reed. It's Winston Reed. Had a throw-in taken quickly. Cullen. Back to Ayew. Roberts lifts it forward. Straight to Winston Reed again, who heads it away. Matt Grimes. Jensen heads it backwards. Headed forward by Pinnock. Sliced by Goodos. Dander forward. Headed away again by Ethan Pinnock. Always fast Matt Grimes. Roberts lifts it in, headed away by Ruslev. Following far as Dander, who will get there ahead of Goodos. Manning. Dander, ball in, header again by Pinnock to the Swansea right hand side where Roberts will cross it in, headed away. For Matt Grimes, who takes a touch and plays it out wide left to Dander. Cuts onto his right foot. Lifts it in, headed away by Pinnock again. Only as far as Ryan Manning, the left back, as he has to retreat for the ball. And we're at the halfway line with Matt Grimes. Plays it forward, 2 minutes to go. Jamal Lowe gets it away from Jensen on the edge of the 18-yard box. Plays it across. Ball through. Is he offside? It's Cabango. Oh, he puts it wide anyway. He was slipped through the centre-back and he was in an offside position. But as he struck, he was offside anyway, so it would not have counted. And I think that is it for Swansea for this season. Jamal Lowe had it. Played it across. First time ball. It may have just been on there actually, but from the right call was offside in the end. It would have been a close one. Cullen played him through. But in fairness to Swansea, they've been in the Championship now, including this season, for the last 3, and they've made progress every year. So in 2018-19, they finished 10th with 65 points. The season after that, they finished 6th with 70 points. This season, they finished 4th with 80 points. So if they keep going in that upwards spiral, it looks like they'll be in the Premier League in no time. We've got 1 minute left of this game. Brentford are looking to be promoted. They've done it. Their 10th playoff campaign in their history, and they have finally broken the Wembley curse. They're going to win at Wembley. They're going to get promoted for the first time in 10 playoff attempts. Played forward by David Raya, headed out by Ben Cabango. And a throw in again towards the corner flag for Brentford. They will take all the time in the world. 28 seconds to go. Brentford 2, Swansea 0. It's been 11v10 for the last half an hour or so after a Jay Fulton red card, his first career red card for the central midfielder. Brentford sing with pride and joy. Not long left now. Thrown into Ivan Toney in the corner flag. Can he win another throw-in? Falls to Godos in the corner flag. Hits it off Mark Gahey last. And the whistle blows. Brentford have done it. Back in the top flight for the first time since the 1946-1947 season. They were beaten last year by Fulham by 2-1. They would not let that happen again. Ivan Toney, the man of the moment, the man of the season, has led Brentford to the Premier League. Joy for Brentford. Despair for Swansea. They lost the game in the first 20 minutes after Ivan Toney scored a penalty in the 10th minute after it being won by Mbuemo. And then 20th minute, Emiliano finished off a beautiful counter attack for Brentford. And then Swansea dominated possession from then near to the end, but they didn't really create anything with it. Don't think they even registered a shot on target. Story of the game for Swansea. They also went down to 10 men, I think around the 60th minute after Jay Fulton lost his head. 65th minute it was, he lost his head, made an awful, despairing challenge on Matthias Jensen, and he was sent off straight red, fully deserved as well. It just wasn't Swansea's day, that's all you can say. They had the ball, didn't create the chances. For Brentford, they didn't really have to get out of second gear for the majority of that game. It was that easy for them. But look at the fans. It's just things you love to see. Really is. Just taking a minute in just to look at the fans. It's brilliant. But yeah, that is it. Brentford have done it. The top 3 teams in the Championship have gone up. Norwich in first, Watford in second, Brentford in third, and they're promoted through the playoffs. 10th time a charm. The last 9 playoff campaigns, they failed to get promoted. That's 4 finals as well. It's over. It's done. They've won a playoff campaign. They've been promoted. They've done it. They've beaten Swansea by 2-0. That is it for today's commentary. I hope you enjoyed it. I thoroughly have. Brentford are promoted finally. It's going to have to be another season in the Championship as well for Swansea. It'll be their 4th now consecutively since being relegated in the 2017-2018 season. But for Brentford, it's their first top flight season since 1947. Will they stay up? Will they do well? Will they do a Sheffield United? Will they have second season syndrome? Will they do a Leeds where they do really well and shock people with a different style of play? That's all that's going to be answered next season with Thomas Frank finally leading his players to the Premier League. But for here and for now, it finishes Brentford 2, Swansea City 0.